Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another long review in a hat. This time on the movie Spy. So yeah, if you watched the short review, you know that I like this movie. This is probably the funniest movie I've seen this year, and I'm going to go in on a little more in detail in this video on why I like this movie more than just goofing around like I do in the short review. So buckle up and listen to me jap about Spy. So excuse me for that. First of all, what I loved about this movie was the humor. You know, it was absolutely my type of humor, 100%. You know, it was goofy, it was dark. You know. Like the first 5 minutes of the movie, it opens up with like Jude Law's character, Fine, I think his name is, goes around and like are pointing a gun at a Bulgarian mob boss, and he says that he's not going to shoot him, but he sneezes and accidentally shoots him. By the way, it's going to be spoilers in this. Sorry, I didn't mention this earlier. A lot of spoilers in this, but he sneezes and accidentally shoots the guy, and right then I knew that wow, this is this is going to be packed with the type of humor that I loved, and it was so funny. And also I mentioned this in the short review that the balance between the action scenes and the comedy scenes are, well, it's perfect. You know, I agreed with the people I asked that, you know, the fighting scenes are actually pretty good. Yeah, because they could have gone like flat out comedy, you know, and have some silly action scenes every now and then. But when there is a car chase or there is a fight, it's actually well done and pretty creative, you know. So the combination between action and humor in this movie is good, and the jokes are funny and the action scenes are very well executed. Melissa Carter can give a good punch, you know. I don't know if she was the one who did all the stunts, but if she did, I'm amazed because it's really good, you know. So yeah, the movie, going to in a little more on detail what the movie is about. The movie is about, you know, this woman who wants to become a spy, but her male co-worker like doesn't think she can become a spy, and she's in love with this co-worker. So she like suppresses. I don't know if that's the word, suppresses. I don't speak English that good, you know. No, but she pushes down that this inner spy that she has when she actually did pretty well. When she was trained to become a spy, and it is not until he gets shot in the beginning of the movie. Wow, Jude Law's in the trailer and he gets shot. Of course, he's not gonna come back. Yes, he is. That one was kind of obvious. That annoyed me a little, but you know, no movie is perfect. But yeah, so she becomes a spy to avenge Jude Law's character, and to show herself that she can become a spy, you know. And yeah, that's what the movie's about. She running around Europe and trying to find a nuclear bomb that her co-worker Jude Law was trying to find. And of course she manages to succeed that. But you know, it is not that typical spy movie. If I would describe this movie in one sentence, I would probably say that this movie is like if Bridget Jones was a spy movie. Because, you know, Melissa McCarthy's character, she's so charming and she's so clumsy, but still she has so much girl power inside her that you absolutely love, just like Bridget Jones. And, you know, that's what makes this movie, I think. Not the story is great, the story is good, but the characters are so memorable and they are so well written, you know. Jude Law's character is just a little bit in it, but you know, it's an okay character. But you know, I like the villain that's played by Rose Byrne, Reina Boyanov, I think her name was. I adore Rose Byrne. You know, I loved her in Getting to the Greek. I loved her in Insidious. I just think she's a great actress, and she can be funny as hell, and she is funny as hell in this movie. She plays this spoiled mob boss's daughter, and she has no idea what's going on. She has no idea how to run things, you know. she's so stupid, but still so likable and very enjoyable to watch. Also, I loved Melissa McCarthy's character Coop, because she's such a strong female character, and I love strong female characters. We need more strong female character that's not dependent on a man in movies, because you know, you can have strong female characters, but there's always gonna be a man in the picture, and Spy didn't have that. Spy didn't have that man that had to come and rescue Coop, you know. I don't think there's one scene in Spy where Melissa McCarthy's character Coop has to rely on a man. She has always have to rely on herself, and that's just amazing. There are so few movies that have that all the way, you know. So I loved Melissa McCarthy's character, you know, and oh yeah, for you who watched Spy, and for you who watched my Jurassic World review, you know that I complained a lot on Claire in Jurassic World, that I didn't like that she was a stuck-up girl and then she became a cool girl and kissed the cool guy, you know, because that's the typical female character. That's like boring change. I want exciting change. And you could say that, you know, Coop, she's clumsy and charming, but then she goes through this change. And I made this argument that why can't Claire be cool all the time? I guess you could say that you can ask why can't Coop be cool all the time? But the main difference between Coop in Spy and Claire in Jurassic World are, I think there are two main things that separate these two characters. First of all, Coop is always cool, you know. She is a spy. She can fight. They show that in the movie that she can fight, but she shows the desk work in front of a computer to help out this guy she was in love with. So she just like pushed down the real person that she was. And I didn't see Claire do that. I always saw Claire as a stiff, boring woman who then became a cool girl. And Melissa McCarthy just wasn't, you know. She always was a cool girl. She just was in love with an asshole who used that. Also, the second reason why I don't think Coop is like Claire from Jurassic World is because, you know, I thought that Claire was very influenced by Chris Pratt's character, which is so typical for women to be in movies. It is so typical for a man to influence a female character in a movie, and that bothers me so much. It is not the female character's fault at all. It is the writer's fault. And Spy didn't have that, you know. Melissa McCarthy didn't have to depend on a man at any time. She always had to save herself, and she did it brilliantly. She did it very clumsy, but she did it brilliantly. Like Bridget Jones, you know. God, I love Bridget Jones. I love both Bridget Jones movies, but that's not the point, you know. Melissa McCarthy in Spy didn't have to rely on any man. You know, we can just leave it there. That's what I thought, you know. You can think differently all you like, but, you know, if you really watch Spy, you will see that Melissa McCarthy always saves herself. And good God, is she badass. I loved the scene in the plane where she like has to come up with a new backstory because Reina Boyanov is like, Rose Byrne's character is like onto her, and she has to come up with that new character, a cocky guard that she says her father hired for her. I laughed so much at that because that's when I thought like, yeah, you go girl, now you become badass. And she became such a badass, and she made fun of Björn Gustafsson, you know, this Swedish actor in this movie, and good God, he's also so funny, but he's mainly funny because he just like lets Melissa McCarthy like drive over him. That is so fucking hilarious. Good God, I laughed. I saw him in the trailer. I was like, oh no way, a Swedish actor! And the things from the trailer was so fucking funny, so I just look forward to that so much when I watch the movie, and I was not disappointed when Björn Gustafsson came into the movie. But then again, I was not surprised that Melissa McCarthy's character was great, because I usually enjoy watching Melissa McCarthy act. You know, fucking love The Heat. The Heat is so hilarious. If you haven't watched The Heat, you should go and see The Heat. Like, you know, rent it or buy it or download it. Because The Heat is so fucking funny. I did not enjoy Bridesmaids that much, but what I enjoyed about Bridesmaids was the moments Melissa McCarthy was in the movie. I love the scene on the plane where she like hits on this guy, like, you're a secret agent, aren't you? And he's like, no, I'm not a secret agent. Yes, you're a secret agent, you know. I love that scene so much. That is her husband, by the way. They often act together in the movie, and yeah, it is hilarious. I think Melissa McCarthy is hilarious as fuck. You know, every time I see a movie and I see that Melissa McCarthy is in it, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to enjoy this. At least the parts where Melissa McCarthy is in it. But as I said in the short review, the best thing about Spy is probably Jason Statham. And I said in the short review that he plays every character he has ever played in this movie, and I meant it, you know. It is like he paradises every character he has ever played. And good God, does he do it well. He does it so good. Jason's, he's funny as hell. You know, I usually don't enjoy Jason Statham movies. I'm not so much for action. I did not enjoy Crank. I didn't like the Transport movies. Was not a huge fan of The Italian Job. You know, I'm not an action guy. But to see this movie and see Jason Statham play this extremely masculine penis in the pants character was so hilarious. He like went downtown hilarious with his role, because as I said, he paradises like every character he has ever played. I mean, I can't describe it because it's so funny. I mean, sometimes I went to see it like, I think I saw it like last Saturday or something. I don't know. I'm filming this on a Friday. And I still think back on the moments where I saw Jason Statham perform in Spy, and I still laugh about it sometimes because it's so funny. Just watch it. If you haven't seen Spy, I don't know why you should watch this movie if you haven't seen Spy, because there's a lot of spoilers now and then in this movie. But if you haven't, watch it, because Jason Statham is funny as hell. That is like the only reason to watch Spy, and even though Spy was a pretty good movie, that could be the only reason. But anyway, enough about the characters. I ramble on a lot about the characters in this movie, but you know, when I like characters in a movie, that movie becomes so good to me, because I enjoy watching characters in a movie so much. I enjoy them, watching them develop, to like evolve. I love the different personalities, and there was so much of that in Spy. Also, I think they executed the jokes pretty funny, because you know, a lot of times comedy, I believe, like, does mistakes, like use a joke, like they have one joke in a movie that they use over and over and over and over and over again, and like they think, oh, this joke is so funny that no one's ever gonna get tired of it. But you know, you get tired of that joke sometimes. And sometimes a comedy is not fun because it's too extreme, or they are trying to be extreme, but they're just weird. Spy was like, they had every piece of comedy in it that I enjoy. It was dark comedy, it was goofy comedy, it was like, you know, when people get hurt comedy. I don't know what's that kind of comedy is called. I think it's called slapstick. I'm not a comedy expert, I'm sorry guys. But, you know, what Spy executed so well, I believe, with the comedy was that, you know, no joke was repetitive. They came up with new things to make the movie fresh through the entire movie, and there was joke upon joke upon joke, and the joke was always new. You know, like Jason Statham's character, take that for example, that was funny as hell. And he's like, you know, I was once on fire while I had acid in my stomach and stuff like that. It was so fucking extreme, that was so funny. They could have easily made him the sidekick to Melissa McCarthy's character. But he isn't, you know, he turns up every now and then and fucks up. He like fucks up so much. And they, as I said, they could have easily made him a side character to Melissa McCarthy, but they don't. Instead, they make him pop up every now and then. And when he pops up, it is so funny, because every time he came on screen again, I thought, oh my god, what is going to happen now? What is going to happen now? What is he going to do to make me laugh now? And every time he succeeded, you know, in the end of the movie, there's like this, there's one scene where gets captured by the bad guys, and they are like, oh fuck, what are we going to do now? And then Jason Statham character just rounds in, but fuck you all guys! And his coat gets caught in the doorknob, and he falls and like smashes his head and passes out. And then when he wakes up, of course, it's like, oh, did I get him? Did I get him? You know, usually I would think, okay, how the fuck did he find them? Because there is no clue or no like hint that he follows them to the house where they get captured. And usually I would get annoyed at that he just like could turn up, you know, like an alien from the sky. But I wasn't, because it was so funny. And then the movie has succeeded to like steer me away from the logic, and instead got me focused on getting a good laugh out of it, you know? So, you know, it may not be perfect like that, but, you know, they at least make me laugh, and that's a good thing, I believe. So, yeah, I don't know how much more to talk about this movie, you know, because I think for the first, it's hard to talk about the movie that I like, I think. Well, I don't see so much flaws in this movie, you know. The cast is very white, so maybe they could have maybe have a black person in it or an Asian person or something, you know, just like have a little more ethnicity equality in the movie. But other than that, I can't find anything to complain at this movie, you know? It hit me where I like to be hit, you know? Well, now I sound like a masochist, but anyway, fuck that. You know, I laughed. I thought the action scenes was cool. Loved the characters, loved the story, you know. What more can I say? It was a great movie. If you haven't seen it, give it a try. I enjoyed it very much, and if you like action comedies, you're going to love this. Believe me, you're going to love this. So yeah, that was all for me, from me for now, you know. Again, if you would like to go and see a movie with me sometime, I live in Gothenburg right now in Västerås, but in August I will move back to Gothenburg. If you want to see a movie with me sometime and like sit beside me and review that movie, you're more than welcome to like send a message on Facebook or like write a comment below, you know. Or if you would like to decide which movie I should review next, I only review movies currently in cinema, just so you know. But if you want me to go and see a movie and then review it, like a short review and a long review in a hat, you're more than welcome to post it down in the comment section. So yeah, well, I guess that's all for me now. Hopefully the next movie I see I will not enjoy, so I can rant about stupid movies, because that's what I like to rant about the best. But anyway, hope you guys are having a good summer, and I will see you next week. So bye! Bye, people!